Charisse, and hey, beautiful people, I'm here because I'm passionate about a livable environment and biosphere as a precursor to all social justice movements. I'm reporting on behalf of this amazing group that met down at the bottom of the steps here. In reflection of the first item that we reached consensus on, we felt that there was a place for both the electronic mic and the human mic. And as a reflection of that, I'll let the human mic process evolve organically as I speak, if necessary. It's new to me too, so I'm not trying to soapbox it. If anyone wants the human mic, please let me know. We felt that the human mic, people who were passionate about the positive aspects of the human mic, talked about it being organic, about it promoting cohesiveness and inclusiveness, and people speaking on behalf for the electronic mic outlined that it promotes expedience and efficiency, and most people in our group felt that there was a place for each. The main concern seemed to be interruptions, using either form to interrupt speakers. So we came up with the idea of an end word at the end of your speaking time, and the end word we came up with was thank you. And so until that person says thank you, then you don't interrupt, whether you're using the electronic or the regular mic. Mic check? Mic check. Mic check? Oh, mic check it? Like human mic it? All right. We felt that in order to limit interruptions, one idea is to have an end word for all speakers at the end of their speech, or contribution. Our first thought for that word is thank you. And that people wishing to add to the discussion wait until they hear this end word, thank you. I'd say human mic off for a moment. I would add that, you know, there's always the case of showboating where people go on and on and on, so we may have to deal with that in due time. You're not hearing that end word, and you're needing the thing to move on, so we'll deal with that in time. The other point that came out of our committee was the idea of a breakout group committee, and that members of this committee would be committed to the breakout committee process, and that they could go around to each group and bring those comments to the front. But I think as happens beautifully, that process has already sort of organically happened already. The last thing that we touched on was this idea of, I encapsulated it by fear, and that is to watch the internalizing of our own damage from processes of our hierarchy to make us really fearful of anybody standing up here as opposed to down there. And yes, it's good to keep an eye on that and to watch out for ego and hierarchy in this movement, but to also have a measure of faith. There were a number of people in our group who were part of the facilitation group last night. I myself was standing on the stage last night and was privy to conversations, and nobody wanted this power, you know, and nobody wanted to have attention focused on them. Everybody standing up here is shaking. So just to try to have a measure of faith in each other as comrades, to keep an eye out for the egomaniacs among us, that's a real thing, and we need to watch out for it big time. But also to balance that with faith in the movement, faith in each other, and faith in the revolution. Thanks.
Okay, so I only had a very small group, and we mostly discussed certain points of topics, so I'm just going to outline the points that we discussed. A couple of main points that came up was, one we talked about quite a bit, was that last night there was a lot of some consensus or disagreements on whether the interactions we have with the police and how we communicate with the police, and there is a large group of people here who feel that interacting with the police it threatens their security and their safety. People have been to protests before where things have got out of hand with the police. A lot of people feel that that is threatening to their security, and so they feel that the consensus model that happened last night did not resolve that point, and so because of that, they're having issues with the consensus model as it is, and they want to. So we feel that the issue is a little bit deeper. That was one point that was discussed in our group, and I think something that should be discussed further in the GA and further GAs, something that we need to come to a consensus on properly sooner rather than later. Also, another big point, again, to echo a few more, is that this whole process is going to require a lot of patience. And keep in mind that this is our second day, and there have been talk about us staying here for weeks, months even. So we're not exactly that short on time. Let's take the time to do it right. And keep in mind that in New York, in the Occupy Wall Street movement itself, it took 2 to 3 weeks for them to come out with a single document. And they're still there. There are 50,000 strong. This isn't going to happen in a single day, in 2 days even. So this is a process we need to work at. This is something we need to be committed to if we're going to make real change happen. Beyond that, it was, again, a lot of talk about how people need to keep open minds. That was the third and final point, is people need to keep open minds. A lot of people are here fighting for a lot of different causes, everything from 9/11's a lie to Aboriginal title.